All right, it's morning. We're heading out to go towards San Jacinto Mountain. We'll be hiking for 2 or 3 days to get to and over the mountain. Not a lot of water along the way. And we come out the other side, we'll be crossing I-10 and on to a new section. Well, we usually try to fill up our water at a running source just to make sure it's cleaner, but there's not much water today, so we had a choice of doing an extra half mile of hiking to find a slow running stream up here a couple miles ahead, or filling up in a standing pool of water that looked moderately okay. So we chose the standing pool of water, and we just filtered it and it'll be fine. There happened to be a big stick with ants all over it that started to attack us, but we survived the deadly onslaught. So now we've got something like 14 miles, maybe a little more, something to the next water, and a lot of climbing today, carrying a lot of water, so not really sure how far we're going to make it. It's possible we could make it to the next water, but not that likely based on the amount of miles we've been doing lately. So we'll probably just carry this water into camp tonight and make do, and then hike into the water tomorrow morning, just, a 2 or 3, 4 mile hike or something into the water. So we should be able to do that okay. And that's what our day looks like. And we learned a new phrase from our Japanese friends: Mata ato de. See you later. Where are we going? Are we? It's been a good day so far, but really hard. I'm carrying I started carrying about 5.5 liters of water, about 11 pounds. That's a lot of extra weight. Plus, coming out of camp with 4 days worth of food, so the pack is way heavier today than it has been yet this year. And we're ascending, I don't know, a few thousand feet, maybe 3,000. So, and of course that's in total, means from where we started to where we end is 3,000, but of course we're going up and down, so we're doing a whole lot more than that in the long run. Whew. But hanging in there, so make me a lot stronger for when we get into some of the other crazy stuff. Baden-Powell Mountain, and then the Sierras and all that kind of stuff. So I hope you can get a sense of the flies from this video. These are biting flies, and they are everywhere. We stopped for lunch. They are on top of everything. And so thank goodness for bug spray. They're going crazy. Good to know honeybees are still alive somewhere. It's a beautiful morning. We've got everything packed up, ready to go. Beautiful sunrise, beautiful sky. And we're off to San Jacinto. Well, this is about the 5th or 6th one of these we've gone under recently, and there's supposed to be a lot more, especially up high on the mountain where there's some kind of sketchy section, so I'll be looking forward to doing that all day. Well, we're at about 7,300 feet at this point today, and I think we'll work our way up to about 9,500, something like that. Maybe more, but I think that's about right for today. And we just had to make a long haul down to get water, so that took a lot of time. But we're going now, and what a beautiful area. The desert out there seems to go on forever and ever. I think maybe that city down there is Palm Desert. Supposed to be kind of a couple of hazardous places up here where, you know, the trail really drops off precipitously and is not that great quality, so we'll have to see how that turns out. And then also an area that's kind of rock slide prone, so I know when it's snow up here it really stresses people out, but I think you know, in this kind of weather hopefully we'll be okay. Amazing. Just come over the other side of this mountain we've been climbing. I don't know where we're at now. We descended a lot. We've got to be up to 8,000 feet, huh? Something like that. Well, that is a blowdown. I think looks like somebody made a little side trail to go up and around, so maybe we'll try that. We'll see. A first little tiny bit of snow in a little shady section here. I'm nearly certain that this stuff is called poodle dog bush. I have no idea why they would call it that, but boy, it smells really strong too. But it's up here on the trail, and there were some warnings about it. The last couple of days we've kind of just heard some warnings that it's around. Apparently it's sort of like a, you know, like a poison ivy or something, but maybe way worse. I mean, people, you know, you don't want to touch it. Barely getting into some more snow. It's a nice change. All day we've been hiking, and well, not all day, but most of the day, and exposed, you know, rock, sun right on us. Now we're getting close to San Jacinto. You can see up there. We're in the trees. There's even some clouds blocking the sun out. A little bit of snow. I have no idea how that's still up here because I'm sweating. Wow, it's beautiful. We found a beautiful spot to tent. About, I don't know, somewhere around 8,500 feet. And it was a chilly night, but worked out great. So we're getting ready to roll this morning. So we're at an intersection here. If we went this way, so we came from over here. We're going that way. But if we went that way, we would go down Devil's Slide, which is just a path trail that takes you into Idlewild, where we've already been. So we're just going to keep on going. Well, we descended a bit this morning, and now we're climbing. Got about 800 feet of climbing to do right here that we're in the middle of, and that will get us to just about probably our highest point, real close to our highest point, which appears to be 9,068 feet, and the lungs are definitely feeling it. We slept at about a little less than 8,500 last night, so and we obviously climbed that yesterday, so we're doing okay with it, but I think we really could feel the difference sleeping at a little bit of altitude. Did not wake feeling quite as rested as we usually do this morning. So anyway, we'll get to 9,000 feet and have a little short descent to some water, only a couple miles away, and then we'll continue to descend for a portion of the day and then head back up again. I'm not sure how high we get, but we get back, into the high 8,000s. So then the plan is to get over the mountain today and at least just barely down the other side to tent tonight. Then tomorrow we'll head down almost the whole entire day, and afternoon we'll hit I-10, and there's a Dollar General there. We'll have to get a hitch to it, but Dollar General to go get resupply for the next few days to get us by. And there's also an In-N-Out burger, so we're looking forward to having that for dinner 2 nights from now. Well, we're approaching 9,000 feet, and we just looked off into the distance, and I don't know if you'll be able to see, but there are 2 hot air balloons. Maybe right about there. I don't know if you can see them in the video or not. I hope you can. Really cool that they're out there, up above the clouds. They're having a fun ride this morning. Right when Woo! We've finally gotten into just solid snow, so I don't know how long this will go on for. So the highest we're going to get is right back there. We are not going to the peak of San Jacinto. We could, but that'd just take another day. And now we are descending. We'll have lots of water up here in the mountains for the next 4.5 miles, and then we'll have to carry for about 11. So we'll enjoy it while we can. Okay. These are not regular streams. This is just all snow melt coming down. In this unusual year, so this is the San Jacinto River, the North Fork, and right there in that little flat area is where we have to cross somehow. Not sure how that's going to work, but we'll figure it out. And then we have to get water here too. It's the last water for the next 7 miles. We had a good lunch. Sat on a big rock by the raging waterfall back there. And then we ascended, I don't know, at least a couple hundred more feet. And now we're, at least in general, going to be descending for the rest of the day. Although it looks like we're going up a little right now. Our next water available is in about 7 miles, and that'll give us about 16 miles for the day, and then we'll have to find a place to tent, so we'll be getting in a little bit later. We're kind of hoping not to cross too much snow, although it's a lot of fun. We kind of need to get where we're going now so we don't end up, you know, getting into camp at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock or something. So we'll see how it goes. It's looking good so far. And I think that's about it. Tomorrow, well, once we do that, if we make it that far today, that will put us kind of over the mountain and down the other side. So that means tomorrow we'll be descending the whole day into I-10. So that's the plan. What'd you say?
My butt is cold.
All right, go. Now you just have to figure out how to stop. Okay, we ran into a lot of snow everywhere. like all around us for a long, long ways, and we were wiping out in our tennis shoes. So we resorted to micro spikes. I don't know if you can really see them or not. And crampons, they're the same. They're just a little bit different size. And it's helping a lot. So we just thought we'd let you in on our fun. And this is kind of interesting. This sign right here seems to be buried quite deeply in the snow. Well, the crampons did wonders in the snow. We have descended now down to, we're in the 6,000s anyway. That is the backside of San Jacinto that we did not hike on. So we've gone all the way around all this and, over to here today. Another couple miles, we should be at water and camp. Well, it's getting into the evening and shadows are getting a little longer. It's beautiful out here. Peak way higher than us over there, snow covered. And if you can see there in the distance, that is Interstate 10. And way out there is a tall building, I think is maybe a casino. A little bit past that is the Dollar General and the In-N-Out Burger that we'll be going to tomorrow night when we get out of here. So keep at it. We've got maybe another little less than an hour to hike to get to our water and our tent site, and then try to get some good sleep tonight. It's a beautiful morning as we finish our stint through the San Jacinto wilderness. We'll finish that up today. Not sure what we'll do tonight. We're kind of in need of taking a 0 day. Not sure if we're going to have a good opportunity to do that tonight or not. It's been almost 2 weeks since we took a day off, and we can both feel it. We need to do a little recovering, so if we can figure that out, we might do that tonight. And then, anyway, we'll be heading into Big Bear and toward Wrightwood. That'll be our next stint. Looking forward to a good day. It'll be all downhill. It's exciting being able to see the interstate, see the cars on it, hear the cars. It's always kind of a yo-yo when I'm doing a hike like this. Whenever you're in town, you have a great time. It's a nice break. You're so glad to get out and back into the wilderness, and you take your first step in, and all you can see are the trees, and it's just feels incredible, and you're so glad and grateful to be able to just get away and get into it. But then after you've been out for 3, 4, 5 days, sometimes a week or two even, it really gives you the same sort of effect when you see town. You're ready to get off and kind of have a little experience in town and relax and take a shower and all that. Rattlesnake was sitting right in the middle of the trail. He's calming down a little bit. Let's see if maybe we can get by. Well, that rattlesnake seemed a lot more scared of us than we were of it even. So we just kind of went up the hill a few feet away from it and went by. Everything was good. He just stayed underneath the bush. Well, just 3 hours ago, we were up on the highest mountain you can see there in the background, and looking across at the lower part of the snow-filled valleys on that mountain. And now we have descended down to very far. I don't know where exactly. 200 miles. Woo! Just glad not to have any rattlesnake bites on it. All right, 200 miles. The mountains out here create a wind corridor tunnel, and therefore there's an incredible amount of wind. And this right here, I believe, is the oldest wind farm in the United States, one of the first, for that reason. So therefore the crazy winds that we were getting earlier, and we'll probably get even more as we head down outside of these mountains once we hit the trail down on the floor. So we'll see what that brings. Alright, we're down from the mountains and we're on the floor here, and we are heading towards the interstate. About 4 miles of walking on the floor, and then we'll be there. Alright, so we took a day off. We ended up our hike. We met a gentleman yesterday, drove us into town. What a great guy. His name is Ronnie Toth. I think he used to be a fairly famous bicycle racer. Maybe still is. Anyway, we had some In-N-Out burger. We got a good night's sleep at the Days Inn. We got up and had breakfast, went and did laundry, been getting a few little errands done. I think we're gonna have something to eat, try to get to bed early, head out to the trail tomorrow. So it was a pretty successful 0 day, I would say. See y'all later.